The courageous actions of Valentine Wiggin. As said by Lao Tzu, being deeply loved by someone gives you strength, while loving someone deeply gives you courage. In the book Ender's Game by Orson Scott Card, Valentine Wiggin displays immense amounts of courage through her strength. Although her younger brother Ender is the main character of the book, Valentine shows the most courage. She has to go through having Ender taken from her, creates a fake political profile online, and even leaves everything behind to go colonize a new planet. By doing these tasks, she proves just how much courage she actually has. Through experiences like these, Valentine proves herself to be the most courageous character in the book. Courage takes strength and confidence, as well as the will to move on from failures, all of which Valentine shows throughout the text. Valentine loves her brother Ender very much. The only way she can really survive at home is because of him. One day, however, Ender is asked to leave home and go to a battle school very far away. Your sister Valentine will be a woman when you see her again, if you come with me. You'll still love her, Ender, but you won't know her. This is absolutely terrible for Valentine. The very person she loves most in the world is now being taken from her, only for her to be left with her vicious older brother Peter. And as he got into the car and waited silently in the corridor, he heard Valentine's anguished cry, "Come back to me. I love you forever." Although it seems like a threat now, Valentine will actually display a lot of courage during Ender's absence. She learns to work with Peter rather than against him, only in a good way. Courage can be displayed in different ways. For example, it can be portrayed as internal courage. Valentine's behavior a couple of years after Ender leaves can be considered in this way. Valentine celebrated Ender's 8th birthday alone in the wooded backyard of her new home in Greensboro. She scraped a patch of ground bare of pine needles and leaves and scratched his name in the dirt with a twig. Valentine respects and loves Ender despite him being gone. As noted, Valentine is showing courage internally. She stays strong from him as well as herself. Even though he is not there with her, it is important that she maintains a good knowledge about him and what he is feeling. In fact, what frustrates Valentine the most in his absence is probably when she learns about the failure to send her messages to him. When Ender leaves, Valentine is also left alone with her horrendous brother Peter. As the years come by, Valentine starts to expect certain actions from him. She had seen a squirrel's half-skin spiked by its little hands and feet with twigs pushed into the dirt. She pictured Peter trapping it and staking it, then carefully parting and peeling back the skin without breaking into the abdomen, watching the muscles twist and ripple. Valentine knows what Peter is like and won't let herself become just like him. People around her start to recognize how he is a new Peter. However, Valentine knows who to trust and who not to. She won't let herself believe all the fake acts that Peter is trying to pull. She begins to try and act innocent and vulnerable around her, but she doesn't seem to believe him just yet. Over the years, Valentine has gotten smarter, tougher, and more capable of displaying courage. Although it was tough for her in the beginning, she's now very worthy. She's now challenging Peter in some of the political debates. In fact, to challenge Peter further, she sets up a fake political profile online under the name Demontheses. Her and Peter debate each other online for many days, and by doing this, she proves just how brave she really is. The risks of having Demontheses exposed could be severe. The government could find out about Valentine and punish her for not saying who she really is. To make matters worse, people start to threaten her. Whether he likes it or not, Demontheses cannot remain incognito forever. He has outraged too many wise men and pleased too many fools to hide behind his too appropriate pseudonym for any longer. These threats seem to have been getting severe, and although Valentine normally does the right thing, she chooses not to dispose of her now successful profile. Towards the end of the novel, after the Bugger Wars have come to an end, Valentine leaves her home planet and approaches Ender. At this time, Valentine is willing to move to another planet with the help of Ender. This is a very important factor for courageousness, because she has to leave everything behind. Everything she grew up with, all the people she knew, even her brother Peter. However, the reason Valentine did this was to be with her brother Ender. Nobody controls his own life, Ender. The best you can do is choose to fill the roles given to you by good people, by people who love you. I didn't come here because I wanted to be a colonist. I came here because I spent my whole life in the company of a brother I hated. Now I want a chance to know the brother that I love. before it's too late, before we're not children anymore. Because Ender is the main character of the book, some believe that this makes him the most courageous. He can often be compared to the courage generalization. Courage is not always apparent or even intended. However, Ender is only acting courageous because it is his survival instinct. He was sent to a battle school where all he has to do to stay alive is fight. He may be smart, talented, and strong, but this doesn't necessarily make him courageous. In fact, Mazer even tells Ender that they used him. You had to be a weapon, Ender, like a gun, like the little doctor functioning perfectly but not knowing what you were aimed at. We aimed you. We're responsible. If there was something wrong, we did it. As made apparent, Ender is simply just a tool that the government is using. He doesn't make any of his own decisions, let alone act how he wants to. In conclusion, Valentine is an extremely courageous character in the book. She experiences a lot through her rare occurrences, and even has an impact on some of the other characters. Courage quite specifically means showing strength in the face of pain or grief, and Valentine is perfectly applied to this. Although at times she might seem uncourageous, no character in the book is perfect. They're all human after all and experience different emotions that they have to learn to cope with. Valentine shows magnanimous amounts of strength throughout the novel, as well as the will to never give up.